He was not required to love him. He was not obligated to show up. He was not asked to be anything more than a husband. But Juma just looked at Baby Rakeem and decided to be his father. Completely, unconditionally, forever. And in making that decision, he has been quietly teaching Africa seven of the most powerful lessons about real fatherhood that this generation desperately needs to hear. And if you have been following the Nkambala family on this channel, Luluberry Damsel TV, you already know that Juma Jux's journey into fatherhood has been one of the most quietly powerful chapters of his entire story. Not loud, not performative, not staged for content, just a man choosing a child and showing up for him every single day. For those just joining us, welcome. Hit that subscribe button right now because today's video is one that every father, every son, and every person who believes in the power of choosing family needs to hear. Let's get into it. Lesson 1. Real fatherhood is a deliberate choice. The first and most foundational lesson Juma Jux is teaching Africa is one that most people are afraid to say out loud. Real fatherhood is not biology. It is a deliberate, conscious, daily choice. Baby Rakeem is Priscilla's son, and Juma Jux, without being asked, without being pressured, and without conditions, chose him. He welcomed him into his world with open arms and open heart. He gave him a name that carries dignity and warmth, Papa Rakeem. He built a family around him. He made a space for him in every chapter of his life, and in so doing, he taught every man watching that the measure of a father is not in the biology of creation, it is in the consistency of presence, in the courage of commitment, in the willingness to love a child as your own, simply because you chose to. That is a lesson this generation of men needs desperately, and Juma Jux is living it daily. Lesson 2. Show your child the world. Lesson 2 is one that Baby Rakeem is already living, and it is remarkable. At less than 1 year, Baby Rakeem has already experienced more of the world than most adults twice his age. He has traveled internationally, he has been immersed in different cultures, he has grown up understanding, even before he can articulate it, that the world is vast, beautiful, and full of possibility. Juma Jux is teaching his fans that investing in your child's exposure to the world is one of the most powerful gifts a father can give. You do not wait until they are old enough to appreciate it. You start early. You plant the seed of curiosity, openness, and cultural intelligence from the very beginning. Because children who grow up saying the word, grow up believing the world is theirs to explore. Lesson 3. Create a legacy worth inheriting. Lesson 3 is about the kind of father Juma Jux is building himself to be, not just for today, but for the future. He's an artist creating music that moves people, a businessman building a fashion brand that represents African excellence across multiple countries, a cultural ambassador carrying East Africa's identity on his shoulders with pride and purpose. And Baby Rakeem is watching all of it. He's growing up in an environment saturated with creativity, ambition, and the restless pursuit of excellence. He's absorbing every single day what it looks like when a man commits fully to his craft and his calling. The lesson is simple but profound. Building something worth inheriting, not just financially, but in terms of character, work ethic, and vision, because your child is always watching. And what they see you build becomes the standard they build towards. Quick pause right here. If this fatherhood breakdown is resonating with you, make sure you are subscribed so you never miss another Nkambala moment. Hit that subscribe button right now because the lessons keep coming and the next 4 are the most powerful ones yet. Lesson 4. Love your child's mother with intention. Lesson 4 is perhaps the most underrated and most impactful. Lesson Juma Jux is teaching. He loves Priscilla publicly, intentionally, consistently, not just in grand gestures, but in the quiet, consistent daily expression of love and admiration that tell a child the people who created this home for you genuinely love and respect each other. That matters more than most people realize because children do not just learn from what their parents say to them, they learn from what they witness between their parents. The respect, the admiration, the tenderness, the efforts. Juma Jux is giving Baby Rakim the priceless gift of watching a healthy, loving, and intentional relationship unfold around him every single day. And the foundation, more than any material provision, will shape who Baby Rakim becomes as a man. Lesson 5. Be present, not just providing. Lesson 5 addresses one of the most common failures of modern fatherhood. Many men provide financially. Very few are truly present emotionally. Juma Jux, across every family moment that has been shared publicly, demonstrates a presence that goes beyond provision. He is engaged, he is joyful, he is genuinely delighted by Baby Rakim's milestone, his personality, his growth. The busy days, the piano moments, the inspection duties, the big boss energy, every adorable Baby Rakim moment that Africa has fallen in love with exists because there is a father in the background who is present enough to celebrate and document them. Provision without presence leaves a child materially rich and emotionally empty. Juma Jux is teaching his fans that true fatherhood requires both. And that presence, joyful, engaged, deliberate presence, is the greatest investment a father can make. Lesson 6. Embrace the responsibility of influence. Lesson 6 is one of that speaks specifically to men with public platforms. Juma Jux understands that his fatherhood journey is not private. Millions of people are watching. Millions of young men, some of whom may never have had a father figure in their own lives, are observing how he shows up for Baby Rakim. And he has embraced that responsibility with grace and intentionality by choosing Baby Rakim publicly, by loving Priscilla publicly, by celebrating family milestones publicly. He is using his platform to redefine what fatherhood looks like for a generation of African men who desperately need new examples to follow. That is a man who understands the weight of influence and chooses to use it for something that matters. Lesson 7. Speak identity and greatness over your child. And the final lesson, and perhaps the most profound of all, Daddy Rakim, 2 words, 1 declaration in African culture and in many cultures across the world. The names and words we speak over our children carry enormous weight. They shape identity, they build confidence, they plant seeds of destiny that take root long before a child can understand what those words mean. Juma Jux calling Baby Rakim Papa Rakim is not just a term of endearment. It is a deliberate, intentional act of speaking greatness over a child before the world has had a chance to define him. It says, you are a leader, you are significant, you carry weight, you matter. And a child who grows up hearing those words from a father who chose him and shows up for him grows up with an unshakable sense of who they are. That is the ultimate fatherhood lesson, and it is one that Africa, watching every step of his journey, is slowly beginning to understand. In conclusion, he was not required to love him. He was not obligated to show up. But Juma Jux chose Baby Rakim, and in that choice, he has been quietly, consistently, and powerfully teaching Africa that real fatherhood looks like 7 lessons, 1 remarkable man, and a child who will grow up knowing beyond any shadow of doubt that he is chosen, loved, and destined for greatness. If this video touched your heart today, smash that like button and share it with every father you know. Subscribe so you never miss another breakdown like this. And drop in the comments which of these 7 lessons resonated with you the most. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.